Black metal weapons are very powerful as you can put 2 crit damages on them, give them a crit rating, make them physical, and adds up to 80% bonus damage based on the percentage of your missing health. You'll notice that the special perk for this has eliminating 3 enemies with this weapon reduces your current health based upon the percentage of your missing health, and it basically deals 29 to 129 explosive damage in that immediate radius on the target and nearby targets. And notice that's in an 0.75 tile radius, so it's actually slightly larger than the headshot eliminations cause an explosion. And black metal weapons can roll different perks, like for example, this one has stun and knockback. I put a crit rating and crit damage made to physical and gave it 2 impacts. 2 impacts are on there in order to trigger the stun or knockback bonus, and what's great about this variant of the shotgun is that it creates a lot of knockback on the husk. And lastly, it can also roll reloading reduces your current health by 12.5% on the next enemy hit, deal 29 to 132 base damage based on the percentage of your missing health. Notice that I put a crit build on this as well and adds up to 80% bonus damage based upon your missing health. The reload perk, if that's your preference on black metal weapons, is great because that allows you to basically control when the bonus is going to happen. If you don't want the stun or eliminate trigger for the perk, what you do is you reload, you target the mist monster in the face, and then just watch the damage roll. When the crits roll on this combined with all of that bonus based upon your missing health, and notice that there are 2 bonuses based on missing health on the black metal weapons you can put on there, it is devastatingly powerful, in particular when paired with heroes that are from Blast from the Past and Fortnitemares, because they also have bonuses based upon the percentage of your missing health. Now we're going to take in the collection book here so you can see all the heroes that I'm talking about. This is the second part of the tutorial. If you'll notice, JonesyBot has increased headshot damage up to 50% based on the percentage of your missing health. Note that the black metal weapons had based on the percentage of your missing health too. And then Izza, increased life leech and going constructor by up to 15% based upon the percentage of your missing health. And over here, Swamp Knight. Swamp Knight's awesome too. Increases damage for mist monsters by up to 42% based on the percentage of your missing health. Are you seeing where this is going now? I'm covering all the heroes so you can see every one of them. Oh, and Mermonster Ken is awesome too. From the Depths increases melee damage by 44% based on the percentage of your missing health. That means it's gonna stack with the Nightfall Spear. I'll cover that more towards the end. Right now I'm covering the heroes. And Willow increases ability damage by up to 37.5% based on the percentage of your missing health. She's awesome, and her buff is actually really good whether you have her as a commander or you have her in a loadout as a support element to buff that ability damage in a Blast from the Past loadout. She's really awesome, but unfortunately underrated, just like Red Willow is. I'll discuss Red in another video on another day. Another one I need to mention right here is Chaos Agent. You can get him with a recruitment voucher if you've been playing Ventures. He's really good as well. And note that his perk says Quick Fingers. Whenever you use any ability, Quick Fingers reloads your equipped weapon if it can be reloaded. What that means is it only works with magazine-fed weapons. And now we need to cover all the Dinosaur Heroes. Triceratops Ramirez, heal 2.125% of your max health every 5 seconds. She's really good and pairs really well with Blast from the Past loadouts because a lot of armor combined with that passive health regen plus Survivalist and other health regen perks are actually really awesome. And now Rex Jonesy, every 1 second adds 3% of current health to damage of next ranged weapon hit. And Kilo Kyle, he's more of like the hero you'd want to put in a constructor hardware tanker loadout. Kinetic Overload heals for 2.125% of your maxed health. Oh, and Izza. Izza is amazing. When you have her as a commander, while shield is depleted, increases armor by 100. That combined with Bomb Squad Kyle, who I will also show once I'm done with the prehistoric heroes, you can get like 122 armor in a loadout, and that's not even counting the armor bonuses from melee weapons that you can put on a schematic. Paleo Luna is really good. She has has add 3% of current health to melee weapon damage. I use this in a ninja loadout. She's really good. That might not seem like a big bonus, but it actually is when you tally in the melee damage. That being said though, the higher your health is, the more damage she's probably going to do because that'll be factored into the melee damage. And now we have Fossil Southie. While shield is depleted, regenerates 4 energy per second. This is great for being used with a farmer loadout. You can use him as a commander or in the support squad. And now of course we have Parasaur Jess. Parasaur Jess is amazing because she has Saurian Instinct. Abilities heal for 7.2% of max health when used. Note that that says when used, so effectively you can spam phase shift, in and outlander, and other associated perks just to keep that energy rolling, and you can constantly heal as long as you can trigger that ability. Okay, now that I have covered all of that information, now I'm going to provide an example of a loadout that works with high damage versus mist monsters and also black metal weapons all at the same time. And I have 2 loadouts for that, but I'm going to cover my original Willow loadout here first. I have Willow as the commander for Ghoulish Cackle, increases ability damage up to 37.5% based on your missing health. I have Blast from the Past, which removes shield, adds max health by 200%. I have Saurian Might from Rex Jonesy. Every 1 second adds 3% of current health to damage of next ranged weapon hits. And I have Prehistoric Izza. While shield is depleted, increases armor by 33. That gives her armor, makes her more durable, which in turn decreases damage because armor's gone up. And now we have Mermonster Ken. Increases melee damage by 44% based on the percentage of your missing health. That means the lower that her health is, the more melee damage she is going to do. But wait, it gets better. We have Unearthly Treat from Swamp Knight. Increases damage versus mist monsters by up to 42% based on the percentage of your missing health. So that's going to stack with black metal weapons and also weapons that have high damage versus mist monsters on them with the mist monster damage perks. In particular, the Spy set has a lot of that. And now we have Survivalist from Survivalist Jonesy. Eliminations heal you for 39 base health over 3 seconds. Duration refreshes with additional eliminations. I needed to have that on her so that she could regen health that she lost, and also to basically act as a health regen buffer and yet not overheal, so that when my health is pretty low or getting low at like a third or somewhere around there, I can effectively bring out a black metal weapon and blow a mist monster or a horde away in an instant. Now, I also need to cover the second variation of my Willow loadout since I just covered the original here. Armored Willow is a slightly modified version of my original loadout, and you'll notice that Bomb Suit Kyle is in here. I told you I'd cover him later. And again, I have Willow in the commander slot for increased ability damage up to 37.5% based on the percentage of your missing health. Blast from the Past, Saurian Hide from Izza increases armor by 33. Saurian Vigor, heal 2.125% of your max health every 5 seconds. And then I have Bomb Squad Kyle, increases armor by 22 in the support squad. You run him as the commander, he has 66. That's good, but it's not gonna beat a Blast from the Past Prehistoric Izza, which is 100. But Izza combined with Bomb Squad Kyle will boost you up to 122 if you want it in a hardware constructor based loadout like I mentioned earlier. Now we have Survivalist from Survivalist Jonesy. Eliminations heal you for 39 base health over 3 seconds. Duration refreshes with additional eliminations. And lastly, I have Unearthly Treat on here. Increases damage versus mist monsters by up to 42% based on the percentage of your missing health. And then Adrenaline Rush and Stationary Hover Turrets. Now that you've seen the loadouts and can connect the dots with the Fortnitemares Heroes, the Blast from the Past Heroes, and the black metal weapons, I need to show the rest of the black metal weapons, some spy weapons in the Nightfall Spear, so you can understand why I made these loadouts this way and how it all stacks together. Now that you understand the perks, I need to discuss the Nightfall Spear. Note that this has eliminating an enemy with this weapon reduces your current health by 8% and deals 26 to 151 base damage based on the percentage of your missing health in an 0.5 tile radius. It's 0.5. Some of the ranged black metal weapons have 0.75, but 0.5 is still great because that puts it up there with headshot eliminations cause an explosion. And I've put 2 crit damage as a crit rating. I made it physical and adds up to 80% bonus damage based on the percentage of your missing health. Gee, Why does this sound familiar? Because I just discussed the perks in a loadout, and you look back here, and you will understand that the bonuses stack with Mermonster Ken increases melee damage by 44% based on the percentage of your missing health. It stacks with Unearthly Treat and takes all that damage. Basically, the lower your health is with the Nightfall Spear, and with this loadout, the more damage you are going to do. And you'll still deal a lot of damage with Armored Willow. She's more meant to be a tactical combat outlander tanker. And you'll notice I have a crit build on the Black Blade as well. It has the Eliminate bonus. 2 crit damage is crit rating physical, adds up to 80% bonus damage based on the percentage of your missing health. There's the Brood Slicer, eliminating an enemy bonus. Yet another crit build based on the percentage of your missing health, as you can see. And the Husk Grinder, look, it's built the same exact way, because crit build adds up to 80% bonus damage based on the percentage of your missing health. Combined with these loadouts are going to maximize the damage. That's why my black metal weapons are built this way. And now we go back to ranged. We have the Black Drum right here. We have the Blackout. Some people might not like the Blackout, but they're actually missing out, because when you perk it this way with the reload bonus on there so that you have control over the bonus and then point at a missed monster's face, it's actually very effective built like this. Ah, yes, and now I have the Dirge Song with the reload bonus as well, and you'll notice that in the description it says it fires in 9-round bursts. That's actually quite a lot of damage, and the reason why I perked it this way with a crit rating, a crit damage, and then a weapon stability is because there's a lot of recoil. There's a lot of recoil in that 9-round burst, and you need the weapon stability on there to stabilize it and maximize your damage to make sure it's accurate. And now the Metal Marauder, you'll notice that it has stunning or knocking back an enemy, reduces your current health by 12.5% and deals 29 to 127 base damage based on the percentage of your missing health in an 0.75 tal radius. By now, you should understand that depending on the black metal weapon, the percentage is going to be slightly higher or lower based upon your current health, and it will be in an 0.5 or 0.75 tile radius. The Metal Marauder is most effectively used with my original Willow loadout, and you also notice that I put a crit build on this as well. When using this particular Metal Marauder on my original Willow loadout, and she's low on health, and this thing crits, damn does this do a lot of damage versus missed monsters with her loadout. Like, it just gets ridiculous. Because when that crit hits and that bonus triggers on stun, oh my god, does it hurt. And now we have the Midnight Stalker Black Metal Sniper. Reloading reduces your current health by 12.5%. On next enemy hit, deal 29 to 132 base damage based on the percentage of your missing health in an 0.75 tile radius. I put a crit build on this immediately and added the bonus damage based on the percentage of your missing health. Yet again, the original Willow loadout is the way to go with these black metal weapons, as well as, you know, Mist Monster Alpha damage based weapons. I'll cover one of those soon to give you a better idea. And now we have the Browbeater. You'll notice I put a crit build on this too, and it should be of no surprise. It's physical and added Mist Monster damage, and I needed a core perk to get that last one down below, which is standing in place for 2 seconds, grants 17% damage versus Mist Monsters. Oh, right. My two Willow loadouts have the Mist Monster damage perk, and the lower her health is, the more damage she is also going to do with the spy weapon, the Browbeater. Most of the spy weapons allow you to put 2 crit damages and a crit rating on them, make them physical, and add the Mist Monster damage perk. Another great weapon to have is the Pot Shot, and if you look at the 6th perk, you can also change it to Mist Monster damage, and this is my crit DPS variation of the Pot Shot as well. Crit damage, reload, physical, crit rating, damage to Mist Monsters and bosses. You see where I'm going with this? This all stacks together to maximize damage versus Mist Monsters. If you want to absolutely maximize damage versus Mist Monsters with the Pot Shot, this is the variation of perks you want. A crit damage, a crit rating, damage, physical, damage to Mist Monsters and bosses, steady in place grants damage versus Mist Monsters and bosses. That combined with the original Willow loadout I have essentially turns this thing into a mortar. A combat mortar where you can just sit on top of a structure with all your defenses built and pound away at the Mist Monsters. The Pot Shot is an absolutely wonderful launcher. I'd recommend it to anybody. And I'm going to show the other ways I perk mine too. Like for my Red Willow loadout, you'll see in a later video, I have this variation of it. Crit damage, crit rating, physical, magazine, damage to Mist Monsters and bosses, standing in place grants damage to Mist Monsters and bosses. old school pot shot. And I say old school is because this is the way the schematic was originally perked when it released, if you're feeling old-fashioned. Fire rate, damage, physical damage, damage to missed monsters and bosses, standing in place grants damage. And then lastly, we have a nuker variant of the pot shot that I have made, which is just basically all base damage. Look at that. A physical, 4 damages, and standing in place grants damage. If you just want to nuke away and stand still, then this is the pot shot for you. But remember, to maximize the damage, you need this pot shot or crit DPS variant of it. Whether you want DPS or raw damage is entirely dependent on if you want that reload speed right here or if you want to change it to a damage. It's entirely up to you. Now that you understand Blast from the Past heroes, Fortnitemares heroes, and how to utilize them in a loadout along with the spy set of weapons, I hope you have a much better understanding of the amount of damage you can do associated with all of these perks, loadouts, and weapons. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial and look forward to upcoming schematics.